Oh, and here are some hyper specific political compass memes.
I
This
love
is
these,
very. I
but
think this is this Leo who posted this.
Yeah, Leo posted this, but I think I had it also. I found it later in my backlog as well, but
Right.
Leo got there first.
I don't think
Yeah,
we have the time to go through all of
I mean,
these.
regarding the Scandi history stream, here we have the Bronze Age political compass, and we
That's
could,
true. Maybe we should bring it back up when we get to the history streams.
we had passed the Bronze Age already, so
Yeah.
I think we should, this is a good recap.
Yeah.
You can see
So
the
should I
boomer of
cover any
Akkad.
specific, or should I just start in a quadrant?
At least cover Boomer of Akkad.
Boomer of Akkad, yeah. Based, red pill, Gamergate, feminism, SJW, Marxists. What is a Muslim? I'm a what? Friends with Count Dankula? EU bad? Autocracy bad? UKIP? The fuck are you talking about? Come on, we have an empire to create. What's that like absolutely cursed image with like get in looser, we're saving Western civilization, and like a fan art of Sargon and like a bunch of other guys. I have one of those posted in here, one of those types of like fan art.
Sargon and I think Farage and Pepe.
Yeah, oh god, those do some serious mental damage, especially considering that, I've probably been on the same journey as a lot of these people who post these things, right?
Yep, definitely.
But I mean, for the ones of you who are more, I guess, more, read on history, could you try to maybe explain how these get grouped into various, like, political parts of this compass?
Yeah, I think the Sargon of Akkad was definitely known for his more centralizing creation of his empire, which the Bronze Age was especially known for. And the centralizing effect, gives the head more power, but also leaves it susceptible for outside threat like the sea people. So that's why I think the Elamites, I guess the New Kingdom Pharaoh was also one of the Egyptians were one of the civilizations that were crumbling, and the Hittites also. Egypt war chariots. These are quite funny.
I don't know anything about these. I'm sorry, but they're probably very funny.
The area.
I mean, I do enjoy the repurposing of all these Wojaks. I gotta say,
the bottom left one is especially good.
Here we have Varg himself. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, this just gives you a good idea. These the Germanic wizard priest and the Scythian. If we go back this far in history, what do you even have that even gets close to the bottom left corner? You have to, get this complete misconstruction of some Germanic tribe of the wizard priest. I mean, is that really bottom left at all? No, it's top right.
Yeah, I mean, like, and the Scythian, this is all top right to the modern mind, right?
Yeah, and the Scythian is literally only there because they used the herb in some religious practices, but otherwise they were, one of the most violent people on earth. And there's this specific, if you know your archaeology history, the Wrangel Island mammoth is one of the most preserved mammoth findings, one of the most well formed mammoth skeletons ever found.
This is a fucking funny Wojak. I'm sorry. the toot and this existential stare. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, if there's some scientific paper about this mammoth skeleton that's completely preserved in the middle of on an island in the middle of some river in Siberia. That's why it's called Wrangel Island, because Wrangel was the one of these white generals in the Russian Civil War, and he held some sort of he held camp in the middle of, I don't remember the river exactly, but it was some river in Siberia. And on this river, they near the island, they eventually found this mammoth skeleton, much later recently. in the last 30 years, I think. And they this mammoth winds up here, and it's called the Wrangel Island mammoth. There's so many layers to this.
Now,
What about
here
the bottom
you have
right
a picture of me.
corner?
It's the scribe,
Yeah.
the programmer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the programmer, definitely.
I know Semiogog had like a programmer, it's a programmer a scribe stream. And he had a bunch of like dissident right computer guys on.
Yeah, I think it was
And
Charlemagne.
I think they'd had a bit of a like, in my personal opinion, they rejected it a bit too quickly, because I see where Semiogog is coming from, even though it's not a one-on-one comparison, because they would reject it and say that the scribe is a code monkey, and that's in a sense true, but I think it goes a bit deeper than that, because you're writing you're essentially writing the laws of the machine that is upstream from the culture. So in a company, and then further on in society. So I mean, yes, you're a slave to the ruling class, but so is a scribe. So
I especially like the Assyrian right there. The Assyrians were especially known for these. There's these stone carvings on the walls of the tribes they conquered, of them forcing the subjugated populations, a man of the subjugated population, to grind the bones of his infant child into dust. And
Jesus.
the Assyrian, this is the kind of stuff, that's why the Assyrian is right there in the compass.
I think that quote is from Adventure Time, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
Some other references.
But
what about the bottom right corner? Some of those guys in there.
Yeah.
What does sea people know? What is that?
Well, the Aleutian Islands are in the Mediterranean, and the sea people got them first. And
okay.
we'll let anyone use her. The sea people came in, and
All right, makes sense. And something's going on here.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the shark now. I'm not. There's some of these references that are extremely.
Yeah, I think we'll have to move on. I mean, maybe we'll bring this back up when we get to.
But I guess that's also one of these sort of fun factors in these memes, is that they bring out all this complexity where you're kind of just challenged to, well, you're gonna have to learn about all of this to get all of the jokes, right? You need to read 10 books before you can understand the whole meme.
It's not. You don't necessarily have to read 10 books, because I've definitely not read, that much. But just to get the meme, you basically would just need to follow some specific people on Twitter, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say that's kind of it's like a double-edged sword with like these online communities on things. And even we've talked about it earlier, Ludwig, about like you had a take like last week about how many people are actually reading the books we are talking about, and not just. I'm not blaming anyone, because if you have a job, it's hard to consume the books at the speed at which some of these academics in the dissident right do. But you have to sort of like internalize some of the memes that get sort of that bubble up in the community as a whole. And then
I agree.
It gets self-referential in the memes. That makes sense for Carl.
Yeah, I guess we could end with all these squares have this huge amount of text, but you have the top right, the Akhenaten,
yes,
the Sun King. The Sun King is always
it's
just
pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah. Glow in the Dark says scribes can actually get the results they want on paper. Programmer has to wrestle with code. I don't know what you're talking about. I have a very precise ritual in which I pray to the machine spirit and it pumps out the result I want eventually.